Hello kiddos, this is Mr. B, and this video is for week 7, trimester 2, and will show you how to make the artwork for week 7. Here is the finished product. You also have a static image, a non-video of this same piece within the module for week 7. Let me go ahead here and begin to draw this for you in real time so you have the opportunity to do it with me. Alrighty, so here's our piece of paper. The first thing you should do is go ahead and get started with your good old circle. And remembering this is our pitch class space, and just like a clock, you want to divide that into 12 equal segments. And it doesn't have to be a perfect circle, and they don't have to be perfect segments either, but it is what it is. This week, our tonal center, we're starting at G. And originally, as I wrote it, as I played it, it's G0 ultimately. Our next note would be G sharp, going around the pitch wheel or pitch class space. And we get to C sharp. Now, C sharp is, in fact, the tritone relative to G. A tritone is not 3 notes, okay? There are combinations of 3 notes that are chords that are called triads, but a tritone is specifically a single note, and it is 3 whole steps. 1, 2, 3 whole steps from whatever your tonal center is. So it's 3 whole steps. Keeping in mind that 3 whole steps is also 6 half steps. Keep that in mind. And you should make sure you fit in here somewhere who you are. I'm Mr. B. As you know, this week is the Batman theme. And we are performing at 145 beats per minute. 145 beats per minute. Again, this week we are focused on the tritone. And the reason why it's called a tritone is because of the 3 whole steps that it takes to get there. Okay? Remembering that this was our perfect 4th. And remember that for week 6, this was our perfect 5th. All right? Now, this is week 7. And this week, what we are playing, what you're performing, is technically a 12-bar surf blues. And we'll explain why that is what it is in here in just a minute. Also, what's featured within Batman and the theme music are the sounds of things crashing together. If a pig makes an oink sound or a cat makes a meow sound, and you're writing that in literature, that is what is referred to as an onomatopoeia. P-O-E-I-A. Onomatopoeia. And so that you know the words oink and meow and let's say whack and pow, some examples, are examples of an onomatopoeia. All right? And you are welcome to perform them if you'd like to. It's not required this week. You can see where I've got some brass hits that are going on there, and they are discordant. They're strongly minor chords, and those are not tritones. Interestingly enough, though, there's a relationship there. We'll get more into. Also, what we're going to do is to make sure you understand that when we call this the tritone, and I usually just abbreviate it as TT, when we're looking at it with reference to the note before it, the C, you're raising that note up. Remember, we're going this way, we are ascending, is usually the deal, right? So when we're ascending, if we're going from the perfect fourth up to the tritone, that is called an augmented fourth. So the tritone is also called an augmented fourth. And it's also called a diminished fifth. So it's a diminished fifth, or it's an augmented fourth. But either way, they're the same thing. So if I go up into the note, this direction, from this, it's what's considered an augmented fourth. It's the same name. This note has many names. It's called an augmented fourth, it's called a diminished fifth, and it's called a tritone. So it's got a variety of names. And then make sure you understand that to augment is to raise or sharpen. To diminish is to lower or flatten pitch. Okay? And then the last thing that we're going to put in here is a quote from Jack Napier. And for those of you that are fans of Batman, you'll know that Jack Napier is the Joker. And before the Joker takes out any of his victims, he says, "Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?" Question mark. And that is a quote from Jack Napier. He was the Joker. Okay? And the reason why it's sort of kind of funny and ironic is that in your performing here, when you're doing the na 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 na, the second note and the fourth note in that phrase are in fact the tritone. When you're playing it, it's na 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 na, kind of going back and forth like that. You really do that from the G, the C, and then you also do it with the C sharp. But we're going to get more into that on the performance side next. So this is how you draw the art for week 7, trimester 2. Thank you very much.